Hi everyone, it's Coach Velia. I'm coming to you live to discuss a few things that I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to jump on. We are going to be starting a teaching leading series, and when I say leading, it's about how to lead yourself, right? A whole bunch of us are really good at trying to help other people lead their lives, give all this advice. But many people aren't really taking their own advice, right? They're trying to help and save the whole world, and they're not really paying attention to how that's affecting them on a daily basis, whether it be a physical, spiritual, emotional, or mental effect, right? People aren't really thinking about how that's affecting them. So I want to take this time to really give you guys a little bit of insight as to how we can pretty much rediscover our power, try to understand why we are the way that we are and why we keep doing things over and over again, even though it's not working, right? Because a lot of us will do the same things over and over and over again. So I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to jump on because I know a couple of you were asking about this particular topic, and I'm excited because I don't want to make these videos too long. I want to make them small enough or short enough to give you the information, but also give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions. So I'm going live now. It's 12 o'clock Pacific time. If I'm not live anymore, please still leave your questions or your comments underneath. Share this video if it can help somebody that you know. Maybe you want to tell people something but don't know exactly how to. I'll give you guys a couple step-by-steps to just kind of have you start thinking a little differently, right? Break you out of the pattern of the same way of thinking, because if it's not serving you, then there's no sense in continuing to do it. But many times, we say things like, I've always been this way, right? And let's talk a little more about what we're going to talk about today. So I saw this quote a couple days ago, or a post, and it said very easily, it said, I no longer force things. It says, what flows, flows. What crashes, crashes. I only have space and energy for things that are meant for me, right? So we say that all the time, like, I don't have time for this anymore. I'm so tired of it. But nobody's really changing things. So this is what's happening with a lot of people. So I want to kind of expose the myths that are going around, because a lot of what's happening is that we're trying to learn how to be, and people are telling us how to be. So what's very important is for you to hone into yourself and find out, is this truth for me? Is this something that somebody told me, or is it something I want to believe? So what I get a lot from a lot of people that come to see me, and luckily enough, this is what happens. People that come to see me are people that are worn out from helping everybody else, right? They want to see them change, so they're investing time in them, they're investing energy in them, and what they're doing is giving it out so much that they're forgetting to bring it in. Okay, so I ask these questions like, why do you think you do that? Oh, well, I've always been this way. My parents raised me to be this way, and I'm always helping somebody else. You're always trying to solve everybody else's problems. You want to be a good friend. You want to be a good daughter. You want to be a good mom. But what I want you guys to do is look at it from a different perspective. How has that helped you this far, right? If you're always trying to save somebody, if you're always trying to be somebody's friend, if you're always trying to help everybody, I want you to ask yourself, how does that leave you feeling at the end of the day, right? Because we say it's the right thing to do. Well, who said it was right? Well, it's just, the good thing to do. That's just the person that I am. So I want to force you guys to look at that label you've given yourself. Force. You heard the word force? I want to force you to look at that label you've given yourself and ask yourself, how is that working for you, right? So would we love to not care about what people think? Yes. The truth of the matter is, when you talk to people that say, I just don't want to care about what anybody else thinks anymore, I'm going to just do my own thing, we become all bitter, we don't want to do anything anymore. So you have two different levels of the spectrum. You have those people that help way too much, and they get tired because they get worn out of investing in these people. And then you have the ones that claim that they just don't care what anybody else thinks anymore, which is a complete lie, because everybody cares what people think. You can say you don't, you can pretend you don't, but until you understand who you are, how you're made, and why you work the way that you do, you're always going to somehow care what everybody else thinks. Now, the extent to which you care and how you allow that to affect your life is completely up to you, right? But I want to speak to those people that feel that they have to save everybody, that they have to help everybody. And I want you to base what you've done on your previous experiences. So say, for example, you have a friend and you're always there trying to help this friend or this sister. Oh, she's my sister. I love her. Family's supposed to do that. Or my friend, I'm going to help my friend. I want you to ask yourself, what has that done for you, first of all? And what has that done for the individual? So there's many people that'll go and they'll keep helping these people over and over again, and they'll notice these patterns. Like you help them, you become their Tylenol, yes or no. You go, they have an ache and pain, oh my gosh, this is horrible. So you stop, you drop what you're doing, you run to this person, you invest all your time and energy, and they feel better, say thank you so much, and they're gonna need you again in 3 or 4 days, or in a week, or in 2 or 3 hours, because what you've done is basically went, hug them, it's gonna be okay, whatever. In the meantime, you're absorbing all their aches and pains, you're trying to relate to them, so you think that if you feel sadness for them, then you're being a good friend, or you're being a good whatever. In all actuality, what you're doing is becoming a Tylenol, and these people learn to call on you. Now, is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing, but we're not really teaching them how to stand on their own 2 feet. Does that mean I want you guys to disappear and not help anybody? No. But I want you guys to understand how you are overwhelming yourself with many things that are really not for you to carry. Now, how do we deal with the guilt in this, right? Oh, I feel so guilty, and this is the way it is. You have to start asking yourself these questions about, first of all, what is it doing for you? And how are you helping these other people? Because if you have the answers to that, that'll help give you an idea of where you're supposed to go next, right? And yes, there is a lot of guilt involved, especially if you're the type of person that has always helped people. So just because you've always been this way, it doesn't mean you continue to be that way, because again, you're taking inventory of your own life, right? You're going to go back. I'm not going to tell you what to do. People are always quick to tell you what to do, but you have to look back and say, how has this served me being this way? How do I learn to identify with people without having to feel everything they feel? How do I help them without always taking their problems away or coming in and swooping them away like we're superheroes, right? So can you imagine what your life would be like if you took all that time and energy and gave it to yourself? Seriously. Now, some people, oh, that's selfish. Hello, how are you supposed to help people if you don't take that time for yourself to get to know why you respond the way that you respond, to try to figure out why you want to solve everybody's problems, why you want to save them, right? So if you took that time to really invest in yourself and figure out what makes you tick or what triggers you or why you feel the need to go save everybody, then it'll better prepare you for the people that are coming who are the ones that really want to change. Because unfortunately, guys, we help a lot of people that don't really want to be helped. Now, it doesn't mean that they just don't care. It just means that it's not their time. So there's some people that say they want to make changes. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but it's based on emotions, okay? I'm going to give you an example because I want to give you guys examples as we go, and we're kind of understanding why we respond. I had a friend call me, and she was panicking because her friend ended up in the ER because she had a panic attack. So she's emotional. How do I help her? And this and that, whatever. It's not something like you had a panic attack and it's this, right? It's a whole bunch of things that led up to it. A lot of suppressed feelings, a lot of taking on other people's junk, things that we haven't dealt with from our past, a lot of traumas, a lot of negative things that have happened. So she's like, can you talk to her? Can you talk to her? I'm like, I would be happy to talk to her, but I'm not going to do it when she's emotional because right now she's afraid. Right? She has no clue what's happening. She just wants to feel better. I said, I would love to talk to her. Give her some time to kind of recuperate from whatever's happening. Here's my number. When she's ready, have her call me. Okay? 9 times out of 10, those people don't call, right? It's always the other people that want to help them that are calling. Well, yay for us, right? That are trying to help other people. But we have to ask for a lot of wisdom and really figuring out, is this person who I'm supposed to invest in? Should I allow this person to experience a little more so they can call on their own? Is this person who I need to be attached to by the hip? Because we do that too. We want to save and rescue people. And I want you to take inventory of what that's doing to your life, because you literally start bringing people's anxiety into your own life. And if you don't want to believe me, based on your previous experiences, if you've helped somebody that had all this stuff, how is it already all of a sudden affecting your work, affecting your performance, affecting your relationships, right? You're worried about their stuff and you're not able to function in your own life. That we all make this mistake and we don't even realize we're doing it. So the goal for these teaching classes that I'm going to jump on here and help you guys is to bring awareness, right? For things that you're doing that you probably don't even realize you're doing. And the beauty of that is once you understand what it is, you could take your own experiences and make an educated decision on how you want to continue to provide for people, to be for yourself, right? So we talk about these people that are they're always serving, and then you hear the ones that I just don't want to care anymore. Well, you go through this phase of bitterness where you just don't want to be around anybody anymore. Ask me how I know, right? So it's one extreme to the next. So what we need to do is find this healthy balance of caring enough for other people to allow them to make their own mistakes and to get up for themselves based on what we've already told them. Because many times we're saying the same things over and over again, right? Allow them to find the right time for them to jump into their healing time, right? Now, you don't care. You're not going to just stop caring. And this is what scares a lot of people. They say, I'm just not going to care anymore. It's unrealistic. We're all connected. We're all going to care, right? You're always going to care about people. Whether or not you care about what they do with the information, that's an attachment, right? So you're going to give this advice and you're going to do it out of your heart because you love them. But you're not going to get all upset when they don't do what you told them, right? Because that was me. I was like, oh my God, I'm spending all this time and I'm giving all this advice, years ago. And I would get upset because people would do nothing about it. So then I said, okay, Velia, what do you need to do so you don't get frustrated, right? Give the advice, do what you're going to do, give them all the love in your heart. Be careful how much time you invest in it. And whether they do something with what you do or not, that's not your game. It's not your problem. That's their journey, right? So you start learning along the way how it is that you respond to people, right? Whether you give too much or how much you give, or if you just tell yourself, you know what, I think that this person just needs time to really reflect on our previous experiences of how I've been Tylenol before, and then how you can go ahead and move forward with your life. Does that make sense? Because what we're hearing a lot is like, I care too much, I don't want to care anymore, and you're never going to make that transition, right? And if you do, it's not probably a very good one. So you're going to jump into another one and you're going to be unhappy because you're going to pretend like you don't care when you really do. So let's face it, that's a lie. So I want to encourage you guys to really take notice, right? To jump out of your lives, right? Pretend you're a movie and you're this actress or actor in a movie. Jump out of your life and watch the movie, right? Based on previous experiences and how it's going to go if you continue this way. And you need to start making different choices, right? Why do we always expect the people that are hurting, that aren't seeking for help, really, the ones to make the change? They're not the ones that are going to make the change. You are the one that's going to start reflecting on the way you do things, and you will start making these changes on your own when you're ready. But in the meantime, these beat-up sessions need to stop about, why am I like this? It's because my parents raised me this way. It's because the way I've always known. Stop making excuses and start taking initiative in your own life. Make decisions. That advice you give other people, start taking it yourself, right? Start thinking about the things that you say to people and whether or not you're leading by example. And another thing, if you already have your own problems and your own anxieties in your life, why are you taking on somebody else's? It doesn't even make sense. So I talk to people all the time who are healers, who are therapists or whatever, and they're worn out because what they're doing is when they're helping these people, they're giving too much of themselves and not providing a safety net, right? I can see 10, sometimes 12 clients a day. And before, I used to get tired. I'm like, why am I tired? What's wrong with this? I need to have a safety net and say, this is their stuff, and here's where I start, and here's where they end, right? So learning how to know who you are, where your boundaries are, how much you're going to give is crucial to the next process, right? Very, very, very important. So take that time to really reflect on where you have been, what you've done, whether or not you want to continue to be somebody's Tylenol, whether or not you want to make excuses because you were raised a certain way, whether or not you want to keep repeating the patterns, or if you're just done. And here's what I want to leave you with. Stop being so verbal. Stop telling people you're gonna stop caring. You're not gonna do it anymore. Stop speaking. Just do. And some of us are so caught up in telling people, and I'm not gonna do this, and I'm not gonna, and you even tell yourself that, or your husband, or your wife, whatever, and then you do the same thing again. So take inventory. Really look at things from a different perspective. Start writing some notes based on your own observations of yourself, and then plan accordingly. But most importantly, don't speak to anybody about what you're gonna do. Just do it. And if you need help, reach out. I'm here. I'm taking new clients, and I love to do these coaching sessions. We're going to start groups next month. We're going to talk about self-love, forgiveness, acceptance, and how to really live life without trauma and the things that are really distracting you from fulfilling your goals in life. Okay, so look out for that. Share this message if it's been valuable to you, to somebody else. If they haven't already liked my page, send it out there so they can come on board. I'm going to be getting on here every day, giving snippets of little things that we can kind of take inventory about, right? We're going to plant some seeds and start distributing this message to other people. If they haven't already liked the page, again, send it out there. And if you guys have any comments, any questions, any concerns, please make sure you comment down below, and I would love, love, love to respond to you as soon as I get a chance. Thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.